All right. Well, that was pretty good. Thank you, Ludwig. Let's just blow you up right there. Put me there. Grab this. Do a little bit of that. And boom. Bing boom. Ba boom. So, incidentally, I didn't even know that. I didn't even plan to watch this video. It completely caught me by surprise. I had already planned to talk about my goals. What? Sorry, I can hear myself. It's distracting me. Anyways, like I said, yeah, this video is just like don't start streaming before watching this. If you watch this video, and I'll put a link in the description, but he talks about like what it takes to be a streamer, all of his little tips, and they're actually kind of big tips. It's really, really incredible just to hear Ludwig talk and just how well he goes through telling the story and everything that he has to say. I'd say like 99% of it is absolutely gold. But the point is that I just want to give like a small little baseline as what to expect in this channel, and all the things that I deal with outside of the stream, and what to expect in the future. So I'm gonna first just start off talking about the content. The content I really want to follow is just whatever the casual interest is of the day. Some baseline stuff is like first person shooter games like COD, Warzone. I used to be a Battlefield player, and 2042 is pretty good. I just haven't been streaming it much. I want to talk about like mental illness and how anxiety and depression prevent us from achieving our goals and really, really, bring us down, and how incredibly hard it is to manage. I'll go into this a little bit more, but I have dealt with it over like the last 15 years of my life. When I noticed things were just kind of slow in my mind, and I wasn't responding as quickly as others were, and others were progressing faster than me. All that has to do with anxiety and depression. But yeah, I'd like to talk about stuff like that. I want to be a motivation for others because of that knowledge that I have, and I feel like I am on a upturn when it comes to overcoming anxiety and depression and becoming a more active and high functioning individual. When I see people as all equals, and the only thing that changes that is how they grow up, and the experiences that they have dictate how they perceive the world and also themselves. Just really, really, really want the stream to be like a big inspiration to help those who may be struggling with depression. Give them a place where they can relax and know that somebody who has been on their level and in some form, and that we can probably hold each other up in that regard. And other days, like, you're going to notice that I'm just really, really tired. Like sometimes you'll see one eye is smaller than the other, and that's just because I'm not paying attention, and my body's tired. I've been doing a lot. Sometimes I'll be talking slow. Sometimes I just won't be playing as well as y'all expect, or even for that matter as I expect. But like, it's just important to me that others feel that they're not alone in this kind of regard. I felt alone for a long, long, long time, and it wasn't until I started dating my wife that I started feeling better, and I really started to see myself as a more meaningful individual, and that I had something to offer the world. And that's the way I see everybody. Like, everybody has that ability, regardless of what you've done in your life, whether it be good or bad. I think everybody's got that opportunity to change, even if they are pretty horrendous. I believe in that. So yeah, talking about I've covered games. Oh, okay. So other games that I will play. I'll play Among Us. I'll play Fall Guys. I'll play Dead by Daylight. I really, really don't like horror games, but it still is important to me in some regard. I don't know why I play them. I think they're absolutely awful, and I've dealt with traumatizing images in my past and things like that. That I looked at when I was too young. And I felt like that also stunted my growth and development. But like that's just stuff that we'll just cover later on. But anyways, there is so much I want to share with y'all. Things that I've felt are really, really important that that isn't really all that explained to us very well, whether it be understanding the meaning of school, relationships, how we are and how we assimilate into society and how we should be treating one another. There are so many ideologies that I want to share and potentially put that content out there that hasn't been covered before. What else? Some things that I absolutely love beyond playing video games and socializing, which socializing I didn't used to like because I used to have such bad anxiety that I wouldn't want to talk to anybody because one, I didn't know how to do the introduction and I didn't know how to say goodbye. So just the whole idea of like speaking to people, even people that I wanted to date, was just a total just shitstorm. Like couldn't think straight, couldn't carry a conversation, yada yada yada. I digress, but I'll show you some photos of me, maybe in the future, but where I just don't have it together, and it's very, very, very obvious. Even right now, I probably still, it looks like I don't have it together, but I definitely feel different from where I was. So I mean, I think I'm peaking here. At least I'm definitely on a roll. What else do I want to say? Oh, outside of video games, I get distracted easily, so y'all are gonna notice that. Keep me in check sometimes if I forget where I ended up. So content. I love cars. I love automotive journalism. I think cars are a huge thrill. I'm very, very mechanically inclined. I love doing stuff with my hands, fixing things that are broken. That is probably the one thing that I really appreciate from being poor, is that it motivated me to build skills within myself that would, one, keep me out of trouble, and two, were so fulfilling and absolutely necessary for my existence on this planet. I wouldn't be here without the mechanisms in my mind about putting things together and feeling a great deal of satisfaction at the end of that long, arduous, and most of the time very, very frustrating journey. I like organization, but I fail miserably at it. Like, I have anxiety when things are dirty, and I would say that I wouldn't say dirty, just messy or disorganized. I'm not a filthy person. Like, I don't like take silverware out of a garbage can, or like if something has like crumbs or dirt all over it, I'm not going to eat it, kind of a thing. I believe in cleanliness and basic levels of like self-care and cleanliness, essentially. So but yeah, no. We'll cover a lot of automotive content. I'll make lots of videos. I've got great ideas for cars that I want to work on and build. I want my stream to be a staple of, if I built it, I earned it. If I had to purchase it brand new, I've got this, this like thing in the back of my head that says like, do you really need something so expensive? Like, what do you really get out of this besides, looking conceited, or, like you have a lot of money, or, you're just showing off, kind of a thing. Because I am very, very, very aware of those who don't have what I have. And quite honestly, I don't have a lot right now, but I know for sure that I live in a whole different world compared to the rest of the world. Like, I've got 2 computers, I've got one and a half cars. I've got half of a motorcycle. Like also like automotive. I like bikes too. I've got a motorcycle that I'm trying to rebuild, but because money's kind of tight right now, I'm kind of just putting that project off. I've been putting it off for a while actually. But it's gotten to the point where like I can do more. I'm more high functioning. I've got more energy to spend the on the projects that I love, and also spending time with my wife. I also want to travel a little bit. I want to go out and see the world in its grand and beautiful manner. In order to distract from all of the really really heinous and antisocial behaviors that the world tries to impose on our lives. And create that zen in my life that will help me decompress and function and be able to be a more and better me, which we can't do if we're constantly being bombarded with all of these hostile and negative ideas. So I really don't want to cover politics. That is kind of a rat's nest. They're both both are just rats in the way I feel. There's not enough progress, and things stagnate, and it seems like people only know how to make progress by sensationalizing horrible situations and benefiting from them in a kind of manipulative kind of a way. I know there is no news like bad news, but at the end of the day, it doesn't progress the overall idea of society, just picking one side, if that makes any sense. Like you gotta be really objective and, kind of just take what you hear with a grain of salt and let that kind of just formulate, a motivation to go seek out more facts about the situations that everybody are really arguing about. So, it is what it is when it comes to ideologies and social behaviors, but just instilling good, helpful, and meaningful ideas that will lift up others when it seems that they're not progressing in the way that they should be, or they may contemplate ideas that are harmful to themselves. That is really, really, really what I want to focus, and just help others achieve who they know they should be. Not necessarily what they should be, but some ideas to what they think they should be, whether it be successful, whether it be rich, and realize what is really, really most important. Just a little hint. One thing that's most important is that you live a fulfilling life, and whatever it is you think that is, whether it be making loads of money, a lot of people would disagree with you on that, but including me, but whether it be having a large art collection, whether it being having a lot of homes, whether it be starting a really successful business, all that jazz, that's what I want, is to help you instill a sense of belief in yourself that you can become whatever you want to be. I firmly, firmly, firmly believe that is the foundation of all successful people, is that you can be what you want. It's just, the catch is you got to put in 60 hours a week. You got to put in a huge amount of time to where you don't get to relax as much as you would like, and just talk about stuff like that. I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover. I'm really, really, really excited about the car stuff. I love cars. Like, there is a car right here. I want to show you. It's not a very new car, but it's a I forgot what the car is. Koenigsegg. I forget what the CCXR is, but anyways, it's a hypercar. It's worth about $2 million. But it is a car above itself. It's completely carbon fiber in every sort of aspect. It is a very, very, very nice car. It can do well over 200 miles an hour. If you've ever seen Need for Speed, there's 3 of them in that movie. Go watch it. I think it's great for the automotive videography that is in there. There's a lot of really, really good chases and things like that. The story's kind of crap, but overall, I like it for the cars. If you're big into cars, you're going to love being on this channel because we're going to talk a lot about it. But yeah, if it's one thing I'll close with is that, we all deal with our challenges, and sometimes we don't recognize that we hurt people and that we need to be mindful of those around us and, offer our best selves in every single aspect of what we do in order to perpetuate that in others. If we're not showing the best and giving our best, others aren't going to do that either. I really just want the world to be a symbiotic, place of, getting along in every respect, regardless of religion, sex, or gender, I guess, or species. Regardless of religion, gender, nationality, race, any of it. There's truly a utopia to be had on this earth, at least until it ends. That I definitely want to encourage. Positivity, but also recognizing and letting people vent is also important. You got to get that stuff out of your heart and your mind, so that you can grasp onto new ideas and you can fill your head. Because if you got a bunch of bad ideas in your head, man, it's really, really hard to put other happy thoughts in there, or thoughts that are useful or productive for your own success, if that makes sense. So, anyways, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I love to fix anything I can get my hands on. I believe in recycling. If something doesn't function, there's pretty high chance of me trying to figure out how to make it function again. Like really anything. Like I had a pair of 15-year-old Turtle Beach headphones that I took apart, resoldered everything back together, and put it back together, and I used it for another year until they broke again. So I mean, it's stuff like that. I'll fix anything. So hopefully, I put together some good content. I am always, always, always open to, telling me what I did wrong. I can't grow without that. So leave that in the comment section below. Sarcasm is also really, really great. Leave a sarcastic comment. I'll laugh. Pretty good chance I'm a pretty easy laugh. If you tell a dad joke or a pretty cheesy joke, I'm probably gonna laugh at it, but it has to be good, mind you. It's got to be like a direct play on word kind of a thing. So I'm gonna leave it there. Enjoy. Oh, actually no, I'm gonna add this in, but personal health is also very important to me. After I got married, I started getting lazy. Talk about, social nuances. This is not one of them. Yeah, after you get married, you kind of start relaxing and you don't work out as much. So, I definitely want to cover fitness and, taking care of yourself. And the most important thing, and this is the one thing that has helped me the most, if you are healthy, physically in a, you don't have cancer or you're not constantly dealing with, chronic pain, and things like that, but you're always tired and you don't feel like you can achieve your goals or the things that you want to achieve in your life, then focus on your diet. If you're not eating, if you're eating the same things, and it's a small amount of things that you eat, you're going to be denying yourself huge amounts of nutrients, and it's going to affect your social, sexual, and mental health, all of it. Okay, If that is one thing that I would tell you just to start right off the bat with dealing with mental health, focus on your diet. Write down, if you can't remember what you've been eating, write it down and just have a log of some kind. Honestly, I don't think it's very hard, but if you're having a hard time just remembering things, focus on your diet. There are, and we can talk about this later, but in my research is that there are 12 amino acids, and these are nutrients that go into your gut and that help process and create the sugars and the nutrients your body needs, especially your brain function and your thought process and your verbal skills and being able to think about ideas and being able to express them. If you're not eating enough, and I don't mean like quantity, I'm talking about enough nutrients, whether it be a wide variety of foods, okay, whether it be vegetables to beans to meats, even sugar waters like sodas and apple juices and things like that. If you're not eating a wide variety and you're not keeping track, you will have social disorders, you will have anxieties, you will have bouts of fighting tiredness, which can lead to depression, and that can be chronic. So, it is so important that you eat a wide variety of foods, and we'll talk about that later on. The one thing I've used and that has helped me the most, okay, is I eat a all-purpose amino acid supplement. And now that is just a supplement, okay? It's not a substitute for food, but it helps along the process. It kind of gives you that kind of caffeine hit that you need to get through the day. This provides that. It helps break down the food in a very efficient manner. So that's my little take on mental health and dealing with physical health, and the right amount of nutrients that you actually eat. If you got any questions about what I'm saying, or if any of this doesn't make sense, just tell me I'm an idiot down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. If you're not subscribed, just take a second, go ahead and subscribe for me so that so that we can all benefit from the love in which you share for this channel. If I don't know, that's it. Take care, y'all. If there's anything that you want to talk about, or if anything you want to do, I'm open to it. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.